Good afternoon. I am Caron Murphy-Very, second daughter of Ann Murphy and Irish Bob Murphy. On behalf of my sister Maureen, our 5 children, and our 4 grandchildren, we welcome you to today's ceremony. Would you please turn off the ringers of your cell phones? Pictures are welcome, but please turn off the ringers of your cell phone. As a retired Army officer, I am humbled and honored to present the West Roxbury Post number 2902 Veterans of Foreign War Honor Guard, commanded by Richie Gormley, the mayor of West Roxbury. Please stand if you're able. We will now have the national anthem. And we're going to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Max, you want to come up? All right, let me just get my notes. Good afternoon. I'd like to start by thanking Mayor Walsh and Commissioner Gross for being here today. And Laurie. And to all of you, thank you all for being here. My name is Kerry, and I am one of Ann's 5 grandchildren. I grew up here in West Roxbury. I went to Holy Name, and I fondly remember my grandmother volunteering to be our lunch lady, and everyone there would always refer to her as the rich lady. And back then, I just assumed it was because she showed up in the snazziest gold and white jumpsuits, hair wasn't out of place, fur to the floor. But as I'm getting older, I realize that she is the rich lady because of all of the friends and family and relationships that she has. Sorry. Anybody that meets my grandmother becomes her friend. She develops relationships and strong bonds with literally anybody that she speaks to. And anyone that knows her knows that there are 3 loves in her life.
Thank you.
The She's here.
Right here. She's here.
Her first love is obviously Bob. Anybody that's gotten a tour of her house sees the wonderful pictures that she has and has seen her glow as she speaks about him. The second love is politics. No one is ever getting out of a conversation without talking about politics, past or present. And her third love is our Mayor, Marty Walsh. Lucky him. Let me just get my notes, excuse me. Mayor, on behalf of our family, I'd like to thank you for not only being here today, but for the kindness and the generosity that you always show my grandmother. I don't know many people that can actually call the mayor their friend, but I know that my grandmother is one of them. And I'd like to welcome you up to say a few words.
You can stay. Thank you, Kerry. And let me, I have my little buddy here on my left. Let me just, to Ann's family, her children, her daughters, her grandchildren, great-grandchildren, you have a very special person leading your family. And I think everyone here knows that. To the elected officials that are here, I just want to introduce a few people that are here today. And you'll find out why you're here in a minute. But we have your City Councilor Matt O'Malley. Your State Rep Eddie Coppinger. City Councilor from next door, Tim McCarthy. Citywide City Councilor Michelle Wu. Citywide City Councilor Ayana. Sorry, Anissa. Anissa Sabi George. I would have said you too. We have former District Attorney and former City Councilor Dan Conley. We have former State Representative and now a Judge Dave Donnelly. We have every single person that's running for Boston City Council's here because they want your support. Your family and friends, and if I miss anybody, I'll get you. And obviously, the commissioner and Nora and the police department that's here, and Winnie Carter, deputy superintendent. Winnie's here; she's right there, and Laurie's here, and Father Doc Conway's here, and so yeah, Father Conway's down the back. He's here. So I'll start reading names off, but it's been. Well, let me just say this. In the city of Boston, it's important to recognize special individuals who are part of a community and part of a city. Irish Bob, I didn't know him, but I met him, Kerry, when I was invited during the campaign for mayor into your grandmother's house. And we walked into the living room, and I saw this beautiful picture of this beautiful-looking couple that were amazing on their wedding day. And I had a chance to get to know who Bob Murphy was by walking around the house that day and hearing things like he was an incredible man, he was a great father, he was an incredible provider. I loved him deeply. That's what I heard out of Ann Murphy's mouth that day. From that day to today, I knew who Ann was, but I didn't have a strong relationship with Ann. And in the last 6 years, I've had the chance to get to know Ann Murphy. She is as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. She is somebody that both Laurie and myself love to get her notes and cards and letters because I'm not going to tell you what she says in them, but she gives us a synopsis of the political world. And she's always right. Today, Ann, I'm not the one that's going to tell you what you're here for, but today is about recognizing you and Bob, about the outstanding contributions you've made to make our city a better city, and the better city by having such an incredible, beautiful family that are active in so many different ways, and all the things that you have done. And that's why we're here today. Now, it's not my job to say what we're here for, so I'm going to stop talking and turn this microphone over, I think, to Maureen. Maureen, come on. Right. Laurie's right over here to your left. I'm going to have her sit right where Maureen was, okay? All right.
Thank you very much, Mayor Marty Walsh. It is a distinct honor and privilege having you celebrate this day with me and my family, honoring my dad, Irish Bob Murphy. And I would be amiss if I did not tell you that that Marty Walsh button never comes off. And when we are in Dunkin' Donuts, that's the highlight of our conversations. So what I would like to do is to introduce myself. My name is Maureen Murphy O'Connor, and I am the eldest daughter of Ann Murphy and Irish Bob Murphy. And I would like to tell you all a little bit about my dad. And thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me, to my mom, and to my family. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. This may be a little emotional. My dad was born Edward Lee Connerty in Flagler, Colorado on July 22nd, 1922. The population was 561, and Warren G. Harding was President of the United States. His mother and father were homesteaders and laid claim to a parcel of land in the western frontier, hoping for a better life. They were poor farmers, and their home was built of sod. Life was hard, and their spirits were strong. In a letter written by his sister Juanita, she recalls, in those days the homesteaders dug a room underground in the dirt and put a roof over it. The wind and snow were so severe, it was too cold to live above ground. We used a wood stove to cook on and to stay warm. All the children were born in the dugout, as we called it, but Edward was born in a hospital because he was 11.5 pounds. These humble beginnings shaped, influenced, and motivated my dad. It laid the groundwork for his impeccable work ethic, his love of family, and his love of country. At the age of 18, my dad joined the Navy and was assigned aboard the USS Lexington. He was known as the Socking Sailor and became the middleweight champion on the Lexington and the USS Alabama, known as the BB-60. He was remembered as an exciting boxer who packed a blockbuster in his left. It was said he never lost a single boxing match in his entire service on the BB-60. On May 8, 1942, the Lexington was sunk by the Japanese in the Battle of the Coral Sea. In an interview he did years later, he would recall, "We knew the waters were full of sharks, but we all jumped in. It was a good thing I was a good swimmer and in good condition, or I never would have managed to wait it out until a cruiser picked us up. Half my crew were eaten by sharks." My dad won 9 action medals and took part in 12 major engagements. He was the recipient of the American Area Campaign Medal, the American Defense Medal, the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal, with 13 clusters, 1 for each major battle. He was also the recipient of the Philippines Liberation Medal, the European African Campaign Medal, and the World War II Victory Medal. Dad, we are so proud of you. It was in the Navy that he took the name Murphy for boxing. As he explained it, my grandfather's name in Ireland was O'Connerty. Then we became Connerty. I took Murphy because what other name could I use with this Irish face of mine? Before turning pro in 1945, Irish Bob fought 50 amateur bouts, racking up 35 KOs, 13 decisions, 1 draw, and only 1 loss. He was the AAU and Southern California amateur middleweight champion, but he reports being proudest of the fact that when he was stationed in San Diego, he coached the boxing squad and produced 29 Army and Navy champions in the Golden Glove and AAU competitions. Mayor John Butler of San Diego honored Irish Bob with a proclamation as one of the nation's most outstanding fighters in 1951. He was acclaimed for bringing honor, sportsmanship, and national attention to San Diego. This was another proud and humbling moment in Irish Bob's career. Irish Bob's biggest win was on June 27th, 1951, against former middleweight Jake LaMotta. Irish Bob weighed 175.5 pounds. Travis Hatfield was his manager. He was announced that night as the San Diego Wildcat. There were 21,000 fans in attendance at Yankee Stadium on that night, and it was sponsored by Vaseline Hair Tonic. The commentator called it a real old-fashioned brawl by the Fighting Irishman. The winner tonight would meet Joey Maxim for the title. Both fighters slugged it out with the crowd roaring, but Irish Bob won on a TKO in the 7th round when LaMotta, the Bronx Bull, was unable to come out for the 8th. Irish Bob was awarded the bout, a crowning, glorious, pivotal moment in his life. His longtime friend, Ted Williams, sent a telegram stating, "I wish I could hit as hard as you punch." And Claudia Williams, his daughter, is also with us today. Yes. Ted and my dad actually had the same manager back in San Diego, Travis Hatfield, and through this relationship was formed a long-lasting bond and friendship that would last until both of their deaths. In 2005, Irish Bob was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame by Ring 4 Veterans Boxers Association for his outstanding contributions to the world of boxing and his prestigious career in the United States Navy. Ring magazine listed Irish Bob as the top 100 hardest punchers of all time. His distinguished career includes 63 bouts, 53 knockouts, 5 one decision, 2 lost decisions, 1 lost on foul, and knocked out only twice. I would like to proudly introduce Ring 4 Veterans Boxers Association, as well as Mark DeLuca, a southpaw and a boxer, and the current NABA junior middleweight champion. I would like to have them come up to the podium. They are fondly known as the Pugs. The Pugs meet every second Tuesday at Florian Hall to reminisce about the good old days and to recognize fighters for their contributions to the world of boxing. It is a true brotherhood filled with loyalty and lasting friendships. The Pugs will ring the bell, read the motto of Ring 4, and recite the boxing prayer. It is a distinct honor to call to the podium Mickey Finn. Where is? Bobby Bauer. He's not here, is he?
No.
Oh, good. All right.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Bobby? Danny Long. Paul Doyle.
I didn't know. You hold it, right? Okay. You hold the bell.
And Mark DeLuca. I'm going to turn it over.
All right.
All right.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Keep talking.
All right. Thank you. I am going to turn it over to these prestigious boxers. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Mickey Finn, the president of Ring 4. And on behalf of Ring 4 and all the boxers who knew Irish Bob, I met him when I was a kid. I won't say where. But it was my father boxed, and a lot of them would get together in Jamaica playing here and there. But I want to extend congratulations to Ann Murphy. She deserves this. She's a member of Ring 4. She's been very good to Ring 4, and everybody loves her. And not as much as I do. But it's Mary said hello, and she had to work. But anyway, I'm very proud to be standing here today to pay honor to such a great man. And we're now going to give what's known in boxing as the final count. When a fighter's answered his final bell, the bells are tolled 10 times to symbolize that he's fought his last. So we're going to begin this now with the final count, the prayer for a boxer. The boxer's time in the ring, as well as in life, is controlled by a clock. In the ring, the clock starts anew with each round he fights, and is wound many times. However, the clock of life is wound but once, and only God has the power to tell just where the clock will stop, whatever be the hour. Therefore, live, love, and toil with a will. Place no faith in tomorrow, for that clock may then be still. We'll now give the final count for Irish Bob Murphy. The final count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fight is over. Rest in peace.
The motto of Ring 4 is, "For he who shed his blood with me on this field of battle shall forever be called my brother. Rest in peace. God bless Irish Bob." God bless you, brother.
Just gonna move this because I'm gonna sing.
What's that? Oh, okay. Sorry, I took that away from
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch
'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed.
Now I'd like to ask Ann to come up to the podium. And I'm going to ask Ann's grandchildren to come up here as well. Her great-grandchildren. All right, you guys ready to pull the cover off?
We need you, Max.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. I'd like to ask if City Councilor Matt O'Malley and State Representative Coppinger to present their resolution.
That's all right, that's all right, that's all right. Take your time.
Well deserved.
I can't believe
And Catherine's here too. She came to see you. Right, but she's waving at you.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, you're fine. No, my God.
You know, everybody needs an Ann Murphy in their life. And we are so lucky that she is in ours. Ann literally would hold me as a baby. Some of you may know she was a crossing guard with my grandmother. And the one thing I've never figured out is Ann looks exactly the same now as she did nearly 40 years ago. So, Ann, I know that we want to get a great picture of you with your beautiful great-grandchildren on the bench, but first, on behalf of my colleagues on the council who are here, Tim McCarthy, Anissa Asabi George, Michelle Wu, and all councilors, we passed this resolution this week. It passed unanimously, and nothing passes unanimously at the city council anymore, but this did because we love you, we're proud of you, your service to our community, your loyalty, your friendship. You're just an amazing woman, and we love you. So congratulations, and thank you to Irish Bob.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just can't. I'm overwhelmed to tell you the truth. Thank you. And
No.
such a nice
So
job.
happy to be here. Even in extreme shock, she looks fabulous, doesn't she? I mean, really, really does. I bring the regards from Senator Mike Rush, too, who is doing his weekend for the military this weekend and unfortunately cannot be here. They were talking earlier about all the victories Irish Bob had, but right here was his greatest victory, right? And I think everybody here can attest to that. And I do have a House of Representatives citation. If you want me to read it, I can read it, or you can do it yourself. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Ann and Irish Bob Murphy in recognition of his World War II service in the United States Navy and his and her lifelong dedication to country and community. So thank you, Ann. This is for you. Congratulations. This is wonderful.
One more thing to do. Can we go on the other side here for a minute?
All right.
Now, usually I have people that will introduce me, but I have the great honor to introduce to you the woman of the hour, the other half of this incredible partnership, Ann Murphy.
Oh my, I'm overwhelmed. Can you hear me? Because most people talk and I can't hear them. All right. I don't know where to begin because you're all fabulous. Look at you. I don't know what this is all about, but thank you so, so much. If I start mentioning names, I'll forget some. But can I ask, is Claudia Williams here? Can you come up here, please? This is the lady that stayed with me last night. She is the loveliest and most wonderful human being. This is Ted Williams's daughter, Claudia Williams. And she's got on,
I love your
she's
sweatshirt.
got on Martin Walsh's sweatshirt.
I couldn't find them. Where did they all go? They're your house.
I want to thank my family.
Yeah, talk right
Oh, all right. I want to thank my daughters, Maureen and Caron, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren for putting on this wonderful, wonderful tribute to Irish Bob and Mayor Walsh. And to all of the wonderful city councilors, and and look at John Cushing, he's such a hard worker. And my David Donnelly, I've known him since he was a baby. All of you, Mike Lake and can't even think of his name, tell me.
Danny Santana.
Dan Santana and his wife Judy, I remember Judy.
That's the one to remember.
Yeah, oh my God, all of you. Mickey, everybody. Oh my God. Hi, Michael. All right. All right. Did I forget? I don't want. You did a good job singing, Shannon. All right, you did a good job singing, Shannon. All right. All right. And we have visitors from Utah. This is Irish Bob's niece. I haven't seen her in 60 years. Yes. And her husband. And lest I forget my sister, Anna Lovett. And I'm going to quickly tell you a story. When my mother died when I was 3, nobody could afford me. It was depression. And the Lovett family took me in. I was 3. Nobody wanted me, and they took me in. And to this day, I love her to death. Anna Lovett Corley. I'm a lucky, lucky lady. All of you here have given to my life, and I have shared so many nice memories with all of you. All of you. You have made my life complete, and I'm so lucky to have met all of the people in the political life. That has been my life. And my supernora here, she's been such a rock, such a wonderful person. And Dan O'Connor, Maureen's husband, a great, great guy. Yeah, and Peter, where's Peter? He just put in a new, Peter just put in a new porch in front of my house, and he wouldn't take a penny. So all of you get Peter.
You're great. You're perfect. Let me get glasses.
And I want to say thank you, Laurie, for being the partner of my great mayor. I love him. And if I was 40 years younger, I would have him.
Let me get your glasses. Stay right there. That was quick.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, family, especially family. And Anna Lovett, especially. All right, Anna, thank you. You should get up here.
Hey, you guys in there.
All right, don't leave.
No, I'm not leaving. You get your family.
Okay, we are not done yet. Hi, everyone. I'm Kelli, Ann's granddaughter, Caron. That was my Murphy that was yelling, named after the one and only. So I want to invite Bill up.
Who's Bill?
Right here.
Bill Downey.
Oh, Bill, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you.
On behalf of the Gormley veterans.
Oh, Mayor Gormley.
Yeah.
Mayor Gormley, I love you too.
On the honor guard, I wanted to present you a small token of our appreciation.
So good.
Oh my God, that is super great. Wow.
So there is not too much more for me to say after all of these amazing stories not about you today. So I will just challenge everyone to think of your favorite story of Anne and think of her on Sundays. That is her call day. I am her first call every Sunday. And so think of her because she is thinking of all of you. Thank you for being here. We are having light refreshments at the Squealing Pig, and we invite you all to come back. It should be just around the corner. I do not live here. I think just this way. So we encourage you to come back and hope to see you there. And I think we're going to do some photos with anyone who would like to do some.